I said on Friday, the way the ADF has handled its response to the Brereton report, I thought has been appalling, and it gets worse every day. That was last week. Well, that appraisal now applies to this week as well. Today, the Daily Telegraph revealed that the strict rules related to military citations were altered in July this year, being signed off on by none other than the Queen. Now, that would immediately suggest to most Australians that the ADF hierarchy successfully lobbied the government, probably the Governor-General, to have the Queen approve changes to rules which would enable them to reverse the meritorious citation given to 3,000 personnel who fought in Afghanistan. Now, the Defence Ministry and the ADF were very quick to brief the media today to provide some information which does suggest that this may not be connected. However, the story prompted a very angry Senator, Jackie Lambie, to get on the front foot and send a quite emotional message to all those involved.
This is very bullish of the CDF, the Minister of Defence and the Prime Minister. And quite frankly, if you gave us stuff about veteran suicide, you'd back it off. You'd back it off. Nobody has been proven guilty yet. And quite frankly, you're about 10 steps ahead. And you don't even know where this is going to end up. This could take years. So to cut in early like this, quite frankly, has been a really, really bad decision on behalf of all of you. And you should be ashamed of yourselves. So I'm asking you to put the welfare of these soldiers and their families first and foremost, just for once. Just for once.
It wasn't a bad day for both Jackie Lambie and Commando veteran Heston Russell to talk about the pressure on veterans. They joined forces to call for a royal commission into veteran suicide. Neither are planning to cop the government's idea to simply appoint a commissioner.
To fail to recognise and understand the impacts this is having on the mental health and support of our veterans has me standing here today adamantly protesting that I do not support this National Commissioner. Nothing short of a Royal Commission is good enough.
But the media conference today in Canberra became rather terse when reporters returned to the Brereton findings, the allegations of serious crime, murder, and pointed to the fact that the ABC footage seen previously, which allegedly showed a killing at point-blank range, not, they argued, in the heat of battle.
What is the heat of battle?
Well, I'm quoting the report, and this is also something that's been made clear by the CDF and the Minister.
Right. Once again, what is the heat of the battle?
What is the heat of battle?
What is the heat of the battle?
So when I went out on operations, we went on operations to catch and insert.
If you ask me a question, one of the alleged murders is captured on film with someone carrying in a field and is shot at pretty much point blank. That doesn't look like heat of battle.
The members of the Special Air Service Regiment were required to go out and prosecute targets on the JPL list, which you've all heard about. The Americans and the British would drop bombs on these people. We would not afford the collateral damage, so we sent our soldiers out there to prosecute, capture and kill them. And under legal authority could have done so in any circumstances. That situation in particular is indeed an allegation that I'm going to afford the presumption of innocence as opposed to the snapshot context that's been put forward to the media.
And if you were watching this program last night, you would have seen former SAS soldier Wes Hennessy make that same point. What is the heat of battle? This was brought up many times in the Brereton report. The heat of battle. This was committed not in the heat of battle. As Wes Hennessy said to us last night, when is the heat of battle not occurring? I feel as if my life is in danger the entire time that I'm working in Afghanistan. His words. But back to these changes to citations. It's reported that the move to change the rules was actually set in motion back in 2014. Now, that would mean the changes were not designed to deal with the stripping of citations as recommended in the Brereton report, because Paul Brereton was not even assigned the job until 2 years after that. So, according to the Defence Ministry today, the Queen's signature was the final act in a lengthy process involving a 2014 list of amendments. And the Australian Defence Association told us today that the citation is not a medal being taken away from any one soldier. It's always been awarded and handed to an entire unit. Well, if that's the case, the stripping of this citation from 3,000 Special Forces personnel, it won't go away. It can be done legally and is usually a group award. Alas, you take it away from the group. But surely the Brereton report cannot be the final say. And this is what Australians are saying in emails, on radio, in various talkback areas. They're saying the presumption of innocence must be maintained for those in and out of the Defence Force. Now, a special prosecutor will have his or her work to do. Then a court process may be required if, of course, witnesses are prepared to give evidence in a trial, which is essential. Jackie Lambie, I thought, spoke for all Australians today when she told the government and the ADF to back right off. Not just because they've jumped way ahead of themselves, but for the sake of the mental health of those soldiers doing it tough in the face of these very serious allegations.